Danny Harrison. To the last story as we come to the end of today's show.
I said, Danny, I don't know if your network is actually releasing good.
No, I can't see comments at all, man.
There is a comment from Danny. The digital ID thing is getting you ready for the metaverse, and the RFID chip. They're trying to make people into their slaves. And he's also saying if anyone tries to protest anything, then they'll cut your chip off. That way you can't buy anything, pay bills or eat. We are talking about total control of humanity.
Slavery.
Yeah. And it's also saying 100%.
Exactly. I see you. Yeah, and of course, as we get to the last story of today's conversation of the Rhythm Scoop Show and the weekend recap, we want to talk about still what our president has said over the weekend. And he said, I think you spoke about it last week, Katie, and that is about overspending of him traveling all around the country. He's coming to defense mode, and he said that in kazi yangu kama rais, that is my work. And I want to read just one of the articles from one of the blogs. What the president Ruto has defended is often criticized foreign trips, setting that this is a fundamental aspect of his role as a national leader. And the head of state underlined that his travels are in the best interest of the country. He cited a recent visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where he secured commitment of 300,000 job opportunities for Kenyans. Why can't you secure job opportunities right here, but secure job opportunities outside? You're literally talking about not genociding people by the bullshit and the deals you're signing, but just taking our people to the slaughterhouse where we're not needed, not loved, not considered as humans, and we're easily slaughtered.
Yeah.
He goes on and says, mimi ndio chief agent and ambassador wa Kenya. I love the way I'm reading it even in Swahili. Yeah? Mimi ndio chief agent and ambassador wa Kenya. Wakupanga vile nchi inasonga mbele. Mimi nikienda tu kwenda kutafuta ajira ya Wakenya, siku mbili nikelele. Okay, that is
anasema if it goes for 2 days.
Mimi nikienda tu kwenda, what type of Swahili is that, man? Mimi nikienda tu kwenda.
I think it
when I go.
Mimi nikienda tu kwenda siku mbili, you guys are complete.
Kutafuta ajira ya Wakenya, siku mbili nikelele. There's never, what employment, and people are being paid peanuts there and breastfeeding dogs and doing all type of behaviors. And our women won't say it. Yeah. Why are you getting all nutted on the face for you to get some $40 to pocket on a day?
Yeah.
Niko Dubai. The iPhone ni cheap huko, tunajua. Alafu unakuja hapa kutuflexia. Bitch ass, shut up, man. What are your thoughts?
Personally, we've been fighting against our women going to Saudi Arabia and Arabic nations for the longest time. We remember there was that time when it was a constant behavior where we had our women not coming back and coming back in cops, wanatumiwa cops back to Kenya, and sometimes even getting their cops back is very, very expensive, that their families can't get it. And the way in Saudi Arabia, first and foremost, they have really strict rules where they kill you. Remember the women who are not paid by the two Kenyan women who are not paid by that Saudi Arabia guy, they were actually murdered. Were they not cut and slaughtered in broad daylight? They were hanged. They were hanged in broad daylight. It is super, super crazy. And we even sent it is his government, literally. It's last year, right?
Yeah.
Or this year. Early this year when he sent the cabinet secretary Mutua to go and negotiate or talk to those people. And then he came back and said they have negotiated and they've talked some bullshit and stuff like that. If we've had this and you even sent your own cabinet secretary to go and check what is happening to our girls, why is it that you're sending 350,000 Kenyans? 350. Alafu anachukulia anasema ati wamesema sisi ni watu wa hard workers,
and this is slavery.
Yes,
slavery. Because he's selling us like slaves.
Exactly.
This is slavery, and maybe he's getting a cut.
There's money.
He's getting a cut from the Arabic nation, because you wouldn't tell me, Joby, I'm being sent there to work as a soldier. Of course, these people are not going to work in hotels. They are not?
Yes, and it's petty work. It's really, really petty work, and it's selling a lot of Kenyans, and people don't even know this. Imagine 350,000, and anasema pale we are hard workers. And I'm like, okay, if Kenyans are hard-working people, and you can even attest that as the president. Why don't you take these job opportunities, create here in our country? Let us work hard, because naturally we are hard workers, and make the revenue for our counties, so that we can't have people going outside to die. It's gonna save a lot of people from going to face rats that happen outside their own country, because in their countries, you know, when they go to Arabic nations, first of all, their passports are taken. You're there with no passport. Now, my friend was actually telling me this the other day, and this was he used to date this girl, and then this girl went to Arabia, and when on her way there, they took their passport, and they were taken to a land where they don't know where they are. And all they do there is they're being raped, you know, and they're being molested. And your passport has been taken, your phone has been mlipandishwa gari, sijilikuwa loki. I don't know what happens, you know. Even these agents that they actually go with are not even legit. You know, they're not legit. So
they're paid. So they're not legit.
They're not even
they
legit.
have an office once they take you there. There's nothing. There's no company like that.
There's no company like that. So it's crazy. Now, this woman, she was being molested. Now, the guy that used to molest her one day, I think she was one of the favorites, gave her a phone and gave her to make one call. And this is after 5 months. You can imagine, 5 months, no call. You are in no man's land. All you do is work, and you're being molested, you're being raped each and every day. And instead of even this woman calling her parents, she calls the boy. You know, that is the most weird stuff. So you can imagine all this happening each and every day.
Even if you wanted to help, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't, because how are you even going to send her money? They're in no man's land. And they're somewhere in Arabic nation.
It's even way worse. Now imagine the African mentality, the hardships you have back in the continent. Utapata, most of the people go there because of the hardships their parents are going through health-wise, which are majorly most of it caused even by this system. Because such a situation like where we had the white phosphate burning the majority of the land, most of those people's health is not okay. They have been asking for compensation, but there's none. So I, me being a child of one of my parents who has gone through this damage health-wise, you think I'm not gonna sacrifice my life and go and help my parent? Of course I will. That is what, and even most of them are going to even make ends meet for their siblings, to pay school fees, to put food on the table. You know, most of these people are not even accepting these job opportunities because they want to. It's hardships that has made them go to this situation. And just a funny question I see here, one of the people was commenting. He asked a very simple question. So you want us to travel abroad by making life unbearable here in Kenya? Because that's what he has done.
Exactly.
He's making life super unbearable for literally Kenyans and literally all these despots. That's the same offer they do. In Nigeria, how many times do we see nurses being transported all the way to the UK? How much do they make? And what is the treatment over there? Well, you have Cuban doctors coming in Kenya and making billions.
Making a lot of money.
Shame on you. There's nothing you've done. Those trips you need to be literally, when you are out of the seat, or when we'll need answers for all the finances you've spent and how they have made the country. What you say when you're I'm saying? We'll need answers. If you're not literally, if you're not seeing what is happening in Niger, it's all coming back to you, Negroes. It's literally coming back. You'll get to a point where you'll have to answer back to African people why you've spent so much money and there's nothing you've done. 38 trips and you're saying that you've secured a job. For me to go to Saudi Arabia,
to become a
crazy, disrespectful.
38 trips in a year, and somebody made 8 trips in 10 years. So in 10 years, he'll be having like 380 trips or 500 and even more trips. And these are Kenyans. Now the money that is using in those countries are more and more expensive. Hizi pesa zenye angekuwa anatumia ku travel ingejenga hadi industry in Kenya. And a lot of people would have even gotten jobs.
These
you know,
have you seen the deputy president with the wife? They are in Germany having nature walks.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the streets.
Yes. Nature walk.
Yes.
They are having a walk.
Jesus, come back and save your people.
Yeah.
Jesus, we need you at
crazy.
This point, because we don't know where we're heading. This is just super crazy. I see Kid says the end sheet just got there.
I just got here.
Yeah, we're almost coming towards the end, man. You missed amazing conversation, but you can check the replay. Let us know what you feel about Kenya getting their iris scanned and paying products by December using their fingerprints as well. And which will say that this has happened. It lucky happened when we had the WorldCoin launch, because that was a test. That
it
Ruto
might also
just
be
told
a
us.
plan of getting WorldCoin back, so that we
Maybe.
can be told we
To
all need to
the iris,
register.
the
Now
iris.
we all need to register as Kenyans, so that we can
never
be able
rush
to
to anything these people are telling you. Never rush to anything these puppets are telling you. They also say, Keith also says that what are the African men done about it? Funny thing, and which is such a shame, after Mutula Kilonzo came back from Saudi Arabia after
Alfred
Mutua, sorry, came back from the negotiation with the Saudi Arabia. What happened? We saw after a woman was spotted breastfeeding dogs, and most of the women complaining about the treatment they're facing. Our very dear own Kenyan men came out and said, African women are the problem. We take our behaviors there and we behave like Africans, and this is why we're treated the way we've been treated. He said openly on a mainstream media and being recorded, and this surfaced everywhere. You know, we are the problem. That's why the Saudi Arabians treat us, because we don't have no manners. Can you imagine? We're talking about animals and we're talking about manners. Come on. I also see Danny Harrison says that's fucked up. That's an act of war. Wars have been started over women being mistreated like that. Well, it is an act of war. That is what exactly Keith was saying
our
earlier.
men can't stand for the war.
They don't know
not
anything
even
like
ready
that.
to war.
Exactly.
To go for war.
They're ready to defend the. Even most of them.
Their masculinity.
I mean, even most of them defending Ruto. We had someone. I remember. I'll never forget this comment. Let's give him much time from TikTok. One of my shows. This guy told me, give Ruto, not Simba. It was not Simba. It was just a random person. He said, give Ruto some time so he can deliver. It's a year. 38 trips. How many funds? We're talking about billions and billions of
debts accumulated.
Billions of dollars being spent left, right, and center for environment.
Our money is devaluing all day, every time. Right now we are at 155.
Imagine.
Yeah, I know.
It was 150 just last week.
Last week.
On a Friday.
On Friday.
We are going to get to 250. Just like a joke.
Man, it's crazy. But anyway, family, we're coming towards the end of today's conversation. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in and those who shall be catching this on a replay. This has been the Rhythm Scoop Show, arts, entertainment, and culture. And that's what we've literally tackled on today's conversation. See you guys tonight on the Africa Today Show as we catch up on what is happening on other parts of the world. And of course, kindly smash that like button before you leave. Peace.
Much love, family. Hope to see you tomorrow early in the morning on the Vibe Show. Enjoy the rest part of your day. Kwaherini.
Yes, family, thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Much love.